Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming, and we've got quite a few things to unpack in this video. It's really kind of a focus on 2 or 3 main things. However, they might take a minute to look at. The first thing I'm going to show you guys is probably one of the coolest trades I've had in quite a while. And the person who traded to me was somebody who's been around the community for a long time and has got some really cool stuff. One of the OG collectors out there, and it's old school Pokemon. And here's all his stuff. He's actually got an eBay. His eBay store now kind of reminds me of when I was really grinding it out. And you know, he provides really good quality service. He's got a lot of stuff that he sells, a lot of singles. He's got a YouTube channel, and I actually watch some of his videos when I have time. I hardly have time to watch YouTube videos, but when I do, he's one of the guys that I watch. And he's got an Instagram. He does, you can see right there, he does buy, he sells, he trades. He's got some cool stuff. So if you're not subscribed to him, or if you haven't checked out his eBay, you might want to. And the other half of the trade is, I assume he's going to do a YouTube video on it or something like that, so I would go check it out. But anyways, what I got off of him, so what he traded me, first, I've got 2 first edition base set blister packs, and I believe he got these from PokeRev. I got his last set of 3, PokeRev's last set of 3, and he traded me 2 out of his 3 that he got. Man, look at that Venusaur. Looks kind of fat, don't it? This is how you used to be able to tell back in the day. You know, if it was a nice thick pack, it was usually because of the curve coming in through it, or especially with like Yu-Gi-Oh ones, it would have like a huge difference from one side to the other, like it'd shift up or down because it would almost curl corner to corner. This Blastoise looks thick too, so I don't really know. I've been told that you can weigh blisters, but I've never been able to. So for the most part, anytime I buy a blister, I assume it's unweighed, and I've got these. I'm going to be setting these back. Now, the other part of the collection, or part of this trade that he traded me out of his collection, something really cool. I've only got one of these personally myself. Now I have 2, and it's a gold strip. Original base set theme deck case. Or display. I guess it's not really a case, would be 6 of these. This is a display. Display has 8 decks. And if you don't already know, if they have a gold strip, that means that they're basically guaranteed shadowless, because we've never seen one open up that doesn't have a gold strip, or that has a gold strip that's not shadowless. So if you're using the rules of logic, that doesn't mean that it's guaranteed shadowless. It just means that we haven't seen it happen yet. So hopefully it means that everything in here is indeed shadowless. I can't say for sure that these are the first ones, because there is that weird type seal on some that we have only seen shadowless cards out of as well. And in fact, we've heard that that's where you get the no damage Ninetales. But the cool thing about the gold strip Zap deck is that, you know, we have seen the Ghost Pikachus come out of those before. So it's very tempting. Actually, that might not be the Zap, that might be the Blackout. That might be the Zap in the back. I can't remember if it's which one it is. It should be the purple and yellow, I think. Yeah, I think these are just reversed, so it should be that one there and that one there. Like that's the Blackout, that's Blackout, but that's Blackout Overgrowth. I can't even remember what the 4th one is now. Oh, Brushfire, duh. I think that, yeah, that should be the Brushfire, the green one. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to put that to the side. Thank you, Nick. It was very easy, very smooth. And I hope you guys, if you're not familiar with old school Pokemon, you get familiar, because he's a really cool guy in the community. And he talks with Gotta Catch 'em All Collectibles a lot of times when his little podcast on his YouTube channel. And you know, they give a lot of real insight for somebody who both collects, both sells. He reminds me of myself in a lot of ways, but you know, he's actually way more engaged in the market right now than I am, because I just deal in, you know, stuff that's like PSA graded. He does a lot of singles. He probably knows what's playable a whole lot more than I do. So go check him out. He's got a lot of good stuff to offer. Now, the next thing I want to show you guys is, I talked about this on my Instagram. I'm going to go through the Jungle Box base set variants. I believe I've done this one time before, but there's a new one that just come out, and I'm going to show you guys what's going on here. So, let's see if I can get them all on here. I might have to move the gold strip case off. Sorry, old school. Now, these are the 4 variations that I already had. I knew that existed. This one right here, this should be the Belgian print, and the reason I know that this is the Belgian print and this one is the red logos without being able to look at the top is there's a difference. The red logos version doesn't say God and Catch 'em All right here. Also, the TM is missing. You see it right there. And as far as I know, any of the international versions that we've seen, they have a black TM right here above the word jungle instead of, well, you might not be able to see it, instead of right here above the word jungle in yellow and outlined in black. So we put those back up here. Also, a pretty glaring difference is you got the expert level piece right here. They're on the bottom here for the regular English prints, and on the top for the international prints. The international prints also have curved wizard logos versus the square logos. Let me see if I can show right here. Here you can actually see it. This is the red logos, and what I mean by that is Pokemon is in red instead of yellow. And you can see again right here the wizard logos, instead of being square, they are curved. The Nintendo seal is different. The Australia version, which is the red logos, doesn't even have the seal at all on this side. And this one has the international seal, and then this is the original one. On the back side, the text is different. The color is different on the text. You can see it's got yellow, it's got white. And then it should say 1999-2000 here on the international versions. And it's also shifted to the left instead of being centered, and these just say 1999, I believe. Yeah, I was for a second I didn't see that. I saw that 98 is the last one. Let's see if there's anything on the Vulpix. I believe it's just the wizard logos and the seal. Yeah, on this side, same thing. You've got the red Pokemon logo versus the yellow on all of the other versions. This is an international seal. This is the one from Belgium. And you can see the curved wizard logos versus the square. So if you're looking at a picture, the only way that you can tell the difference between the bottom two is if you actually look at the bottom. And you can see right here that there is only one location versus multiple. I believe there was something else I was going to be able to show you guys. I thought I saw, maybe not. And if for these, you can about tell that it's an international version from any side because of the curved logos. However, if you're wanting to be able to tell the difference between, hey, is this a Belgian print or a red logo print? Like I said, on this side, you're not going to have the God and Catch 'em All. This side, you've got the red logos. On this side, it's going to be hard to tell. I believe there's no difference. Let me check to make sure. Yeah, Nintendo America, there's no difference between the Belgium version as far as I can see, other than possibly the transparency of the wizard logos. And then on this side, of course, you have actual red logos. So up until now, these were the only 4 versions that I thought existed, and these are actually quite different from the first edition version, which is right here. So if you look at the first edition version, there's a few differences between this, and I'm going to remove the 2 international versions and the original jungle versions. So if you look, you may not immediately notice them, but the TM marker here versus the one here, it's black versus like a blue, like here. You can see it right there. Down here it's black. And also the TM marker is actually over the word L in jungle, where down here it's above the word E. So pretty sure everything else is the same on each of the sides. There's always something that you could have missed, especially when there's so many little fine print things. This one is actually the single location. I guess you could say this would be the typical version that you see, the most common. Now, well, let me flip it. There we go. Now it should look pretty much the same. So what I'm going to show you now is the version that I just purchased is right here, and it has the exact same bottom side. And what's different is on this side, you can see right here, I forgot to mention, it's missing this right here, the TM expert level, like that's completely missing on the first edition version. What we have here, this is also an unlimited box, but it has all the same indicators on the side as the first edition, other than the first edition stamp, meaning it's got the blue black TM. It's also missing the TM expert level, and it also has the TM marker over the word L. So I'm going to read this note from you from the guy that I bought it from, and then kind of talk about what it could possibly mean for these boxes. Alright, so he said, "Hi Rusty, once again it's a pleasure working with you. As you may have already guessed from the post on E4, this box seems to be an earlier variant of Jungle Unlimited boxes. As it turns out, this exact box was pre-ordered through a dealer about a month before the Jungle set was released in July 1999. In addition, you read my base set box variant article on E4, you will see that the expert level logos were only added onto base set packs soon following the release of Shadowless and first edition base set. So it is probable that this Jungle box variant missing the expert level logos is the earliest printed of the Unlimited Jungle release. I hope you enjoy the box as you continue to achieve your goals. Please feel free to, or welcome to reach out with anything else I can help you with. Best regards, always, Sean and the Galleon Trading Company." He's the guy that I shouted out on Instagram, and Jake Hanley, I've worked with him before. It always works out. And so I agree with him. I do believe that this is the earliest print run of the Jungle boxes, because if you look at it, it actually matches up with the first edition box, not only with missing that expert level like stamp right there, but if you can see right there where the TM marker is and the color of the TM marker up here, it matches with the first edition completely. And then after you see this other print right here, I can't say for sure that it is a later print, but you wouldn't think that they would go from this, change it over to this, and then go back to what they had before. It just doesn't make sense. It's not a logical sequence of events. Now, like I said, it is possible it could have just printed, from an old file or something, who knows? It's Wizards of the Coast. It could have happened. But the logical sequence is that first edition stamp. Then you go to this box, all you're doing is removing that first edition stamp. And then you've got this box here where they change up, clean the TM up, pull it off of the L, change that to a black color, put this expert level logo right there. And then you progress into some of these other prints, like you've got your Made in Belgium, you've got the one that has only the one locations where it was printed somewhere else, the red logos or something like that. Some people have actually speculated that this one right here that is similar to the first edition box may have no symbol hollows inside. We don't know that. I mean, I guess we could open one up and find out, but I'd have to buy another box. If you guys are interested in that, maybe we could pursue something like that, because there are I saw at least 2 other boxes like this available out there. So I don't think they're extremely rare, and they are available. But if it did turn out, hey, we buy a box, we open it up here on the channel, and we find out, hey, this one has no symbol hollows, then they could go up quite a bit, because then you have a chance, and it could be guaranteed, but you would never be able to know that guarantee. Kind of like with the gold strip type things, it's just the more times that you open something up and it proves to be true, then more likely it is to be statistically the trend. Alright, so I'm going to transition out of that. We're going to go into the pack opening phase of my YouTube videos. Normally I would just stop there and that would be a video, but I think we're going to go ahead and open up these packs. We've got quite a few to open up here. And we're going to start with a fossil, and then we'll go into the base set packs. Alright, so first we have Vintage Pokey Openings, and he bought a Fossil Unlimited. So this is an unweighed pack. I think we're down to 2 packs. So if you are looking for Fossil Unlimited, that's all that's left. Alright, so pack number 1. Vintage Pokey Openings. This is IG, this is YouTube. Got Kabuto, Mr. Fuji, always like pulling that one. Golduck, and Ghastly. Nostalgic cards right there. Energy Search. Oh, you got a Ditto. Ditto's always cool in the game because you make them kind of whatever you want. I used to like the checkered ceiling in the background. It took me back to like the game. I remember there was some kind of room you went to. I believe it was down like a Cinnabar Island, and some kind of checkered thing going on, like where you had to step in certain spaces. Otherwise, you just get flooded with different Pokemon. But anyway, sorry you didn't get the holo there that you were probably looking for. But you did pull a Ditto, not too bad. You can transform into any Pokemon that you want. So again, his IG and YouTube is Vintage Pokey Openings. Alright, next up we have Devin, who bought 3 fossil packs, and all of them are first edition, and all of them are heavy. So we're down to 1 single heavy fossil first edition pack left after this, and then those will be gone until if we restock So we have Slowpoke, Geodude, Horsey, another Mr. Fuji, Tentacruel, and Sand Slash. Got Recycle, Mysterious Fossil, Ammonite, Tentacool, and a Raichu. This one right here used to be a really cheap PSA 10, but it went up quite a bit during the boom. It went from like a $100, $200 PSA 10 to over $1,000. I have no idea where it rests now. The corners look good. Let's go back to the holo. I think I see a few silver dots. I can see one right there, but it's so small. I don't think it's going to detract. Not really seeing print lines. I think I might see a light one there on the bottom going through his foot. Man, it's super light. Kind of see it at that angle, but wow, that's a pretty good pull, and definitely in good condition. So there's your first edition Raichu. All right, Devin. Pack number 2. Now we did see what was Articuno pulled yesterday and Zapdos. Can't remember if Articuno was that first. I think it was first edition. All right, so we have Ammonite, Shelter. Can we get a Dragonite? Arbok, Sand Slash. That's the second one of those, and an Amistar. Kabuto, Recycle, Tentacool, another Tentacool, Grimer, and Hypno. Not too bad. Hypno was one of those ones that it was always easy to grade, so it didn't see as super, or didn't see a good uptick really at all in price. But this guy, he was kind of hard to find in the game. Holo looks pretty good to me. I think that little white dot there will come off. See a tiny white dot in that top left corner as well. So you're probably looking at a 9 on the Hypno. I think it's a little bit less than the Raichu, but still, that's a very strong 9. There wasn't anything super pronounced with that one. All right, so you have one pack to go. We've got the Aerodactyl artwork. See what we pull here. All right, going to start off with another Psyduck. Shelter. There we go. Got the Golem. Love seeing that one. Kingler and Slowbro. Shelter, you bit onto a Slowpoke. Can we get a Slowpoke in the same pack? There you go. Got the Shelter, the Slowpoke, and the Slowbro. It's kind of like a fusion. Mysterious Fossil, Ammonite. Well, got the Mysterious Fossil and Ammonite. Ah, and a Muck. Well, you know how I feel about Muck. So definitely was not the Dragonite or a Moltres that I'm sure you wanted to pull. But again, Muck is usually an easy grade. Front side looks good. Let's see how the back side is. I thought that was a white dot for a second there, but it's actually just part of the card. And the edges look really good. I'm going to say if it doesn't get the 10, it would be because the centering isn't perfect on the back. You can kind of see there. It doesn't detract as much on the front side, which is kind of where you want the centering to be a little bit better. But on the back side, I can see it. It's kind of the same with both the Raichu and the Hypno. It almost looked like we had two different sheets in this box. Because we saw a few, I believe, that were really, really well centered. But the condition on these was nice because the print lines is almost always a dot. So I believe your Raichu would definitely have to be the best pull of the three that you had there. Then the Hypno, then kind of the Muck. So you kind of went downhill on those. But the condition, to me, overall was really nice on them. So let me put your packs to the side. And then we're going to move into the base set packs. And these are going to be unweighed. Alright, so pack number 1 is going to be for Zintax. Make sure I get it down, see if it'll pop open nice and easy. There we go. Vulpix. Got the Error Vulpix. I know a lot of you growing up are like, oh man, Vulpix is this rare error, but all of them except for ones that were printed with the 1999-2000 release for base set, not the base set 2, they all had this HP error. So it wasn't something that was like super sought after. I guess people who saw it, thought, hey, this is really cool. I mean, it kind of was, it threw something different into the game, but all of the Vulpix were like that. So if you had a Vulpix, it was the error. The one that was printed In the 1999-2000 release in Europe and Australia, that's the one that's quite a bit more sought after because it's corrected. Alright, so Bill, Voltorb, Water Energy, Electric Energy, and Charizard! Oh, got the Electabuzz. Man, I was rooting for you. I was hoping. So there's your rare. Alright, so that was for Zintax. I think you bought a pack yesterday. This is Linus, I believe. So sorry you didn't get the Charizard I'm sure you were looking for. Put these off to the side. And then last we have 3 more packs. These are for Justin. Let's see what he gets. Alright, we'll start with the Venusaur, go to the Charizard, and then finish with the Blastoise. I always like saving Charizard for last, but let's go in Pokédex order. Oh, thanks to all of you who were kind. My mom just kind of walking in, me talking to her for a minute during the last video. I know that can be a little frustrating having an interruption, but now I love my mama. And that's why she lives with me now. She could be living on her own, but I don't know. Sometimes I just don't trust that her mind's always there. And she doesn't make a lot, you know. On her Social Security, she worked her entire life, makes $1,300 a month or something, and that's with my dad's like widow benefits, you know, his Social Security added to it. So that having to pay $500 in rent, and we paid off her car and a few other things, but you know, it didn't feel right having her basically push all of her money towards something like that, and then live on her own, having nobody there. So we decided to move her in, and it's been nice. She really helps out. So we've got one more card for pack number 1. Oh, you got a holo. You got a Magneton, not the Charizard, but you got a Magneton. Went from Electric Energy straight into that. Sleeve that up. And I really like the fact that I'm not seeing print lines on these base holos. That's something that you usually run into. So you see that white dot there. That one will probably come off. But that little white one there in the corner, that one probably will not. The other corners look clean. So you most likely have a good 9 here. Let me set this one to the side. I don't have your CGC sleeves. Oh yeah, I got one right there. We'll put Magneton in there. There we go. Alright, number 2. Charizard artwork. Maybe we can go 3 for 3 on these holos. We did pretty good on the base packs. I think we've hit more holos than non-holos. Makes me wonder if this is one of those. Well, no, we weighed them out, so we knew it should have 12 holos. Maybe it had more. Alright, so we have Caterpie, Gust of Wind. Wouldn't that be cool in the deck nowadays? Bulbasaur, I always love seeing that card. Pokemon Flute, Porygon, and Jinx. Squirtle, you get 2 starters? Bulbasaur and Squirtle? Lightning Energy, Psychic Energy. Oh, another holo. Man, you are 2 for 2. Alakazam. Alakazam, definitely one of the more popular Pokemon from base set. It's on the upper 8. I think there's a tiny, this corners look clean. There's a tiny white dot on that one, but it's really small. Very strong holo. Put that one right there with some Magneton. You just have 1 pack to go, Justin. Let's see what you got, man. We haven't pulled the Charizard yet, so maybe it's time. Did it like that again before I open up the rest of that. Let me, there we go. These long packs. Sorry, man, I messed up your booster pack. I'd rather mess up your pack than your cards. Yesterday, remember, I dropped some. That was not cool. Okay, pack number 3. We've got the Squirtle. So we haven't hit a Charmander, we've got 2 Squirtles. Got 3 starters that way. Nidorino, Kadabra, and Pokédex, Rattata, Psychic Energy, Lightning Energy, and Electrode. Well, we knew the streak had to come to an end somewhere. Come to end with that Electrode. But congratulations, man. You got 2 holos out of that one. You got the Alakazam and the Magneton. Charizard is still lurking, and even if we had pulled it, I guess it technically would still be lurking. Base set, you can pull multiple the same holo. In fact, we did already. We pulled 2 Venusaurs, and this is from a 72 count box. So who knows what holos are left. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something about jungle booster boxes. If you have another jungle box variant that I don't know about, I'd love to see it. Thanks.